Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Killer J. Y'all can call me KJ. Welcome back to another video. And I know you guys have been begging for a new TV horror anthology video breakdown. And I know I promised you guys one in October, but I got so busy, so crazy with all the other content with social media and streaming that I just didn't take any time to do it. And I apologize.
Why you always lying?
But if you can tell by the title and the thumbnail and the fact that I just mentioned it, this is the video. We're breaking down a new horror TV anthology in this video. And today we're going back to the first series that I started breaking down in this channel, and the #1 series of all horror anthology, kids, adults, Japanese, Chinese, it's Spanish, it doesn't matter. Goosebumps. And if you don't agree, fight me. Like, I'll give you my address, man. We can duke it out in the front lawn. I don't care, man. We can do this right now. We can just... So in the month of October, I put a poll on my social media asking you guys what Goosebumps episode you wanted me to break down. You wanted me to either do Night of the Living Dummy 2, or you wanted me to do Don't Go Down to the Basement. Ultimately, Night of the Living Dummy 2 won the poll on social media, but we still decided to watch both episodes back to back on my live stream. And we actually ended up liking Don't Go Down to the Basement a lot more than we liked Night of the Living Dummy. It felt like a more original, more kind of body horror-esque episode. It was more scary in my opinion for a Goosebumps episode. But since I am true to my following and you guys wanted Night of the Living Dummy 2, that is the first breakdown I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on another video, and then the next Goosebumps breakdown is going to be Don't Go Down to the Basement, and then we'll move on to other series, like maybe circle back around to Are You Afraid of the Dark, or who knows, Tales from the Dark Side again, which you guys love. That it's the Cuddy Black Snow video. Cuddy Black Snow? Cuddy Black Snow. It's been almost a year and I still can't pronounce it. Cuddy Black Snow. So without further ado, let's jump straight into Night of the Living Dummy 2. But first, if you guys want to take part in the research or just come and hang out with me, play some video games, and just interact and see some of the behind the scenes, you can watch me live on Twitch, twitch.tv/KillerJ. Hi, welcome to ASMR Martial Arts. You can imagine the soothing sound of stretching your feet and toes into a brand new yoga mat. Moving on. By the way, the Night of the Living Dummy 1, like the first book, never got made into an episode because if you guys have read this book, you know that Slappy, the iconic Goosebumps mascot, basically that was created by R.L. Stine, is not the actual antagonist in this book. He's not the bad guy. Even though he's on the cover, he's not the bad guy. He's actually Mr. Woods. It's someone else. But Slappy does become more iconic and more popular as the series goes on. But by the time that the series got greenlit, Slappy was already en route to being the mascot of R.L. Stine because of the marketing of the new books and all the new adventures that they have been releasing. So when the show ultimately got made, they decided to just go with the second one that based it like more around Slappy instead of Mr. Woods from the book. So that's why there's no like Night of the Living Dummy 1 episode, and that's why this one's called number 2, which again, props to continuity, even though it's a book turned to an episode, but whatever. By the way, the episode that we were watching did not come with an intro, so we have to actually do something about that. So we open up with a shot of a beautiful suburban white family home, and I always thought that the pianos they used in the intro of the episodes are so calming. Like they're like literally like the save theme files from Resident Evil, specifically the Code Veronica one. It's just so relaxing. That's like sound therapy to me.
I call it home sweet home.
So anyways, we open up and we go in this white suburban family's home. And the reason I say white is because the most whitest thing is happening inside of this home. It is a family show and tell thing. It's whiter than milk and like rice mixed together, which sounds disgusting, but I know of some people that actually eat it. And yeah, I don't want to know those people anymore. All jokes aside, you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean by family show and tell. Not that many families get to actually experience that or have that kind of bond, especially having 3 kids in different types of ages, which are our 3 main protagonists.
Sarah, that's just beautiful.
It belongs in a museum.
They're part of the Kramer family. We have the 3 kids in different ages, like I just mentioned, and we have Mr. and Mrs. Kramer, and they're all having this family show and tell where they're showing like things and talents that they have to each other, which I don't even know. I still don't get it. I really still don't get it. So the first one up is Sarah, who is the artist of the family, and she is the oldest. She is the older sister, and she's showing the family this portrait that she's done of the house. The actual first shot that we saw of the house is made into a portrait by her. And, you know, her little brother and her other little sister are just bickering because that's what brothers do.
Nice work.
She showed us the exact same picture last family night.
Their names are Amy and Jed, and technically Amy's the actual protagonist, but everybody gets involved in the series, but she's like the actual protagonist.
Amy, wait your turn.
Don't make me do something I don't wanna!
So after Sarah gets basically taken off the stage and booed off stage and bullied, you know, the center family room, Jed comes up next, and he is the youngest of all of them. He's the younger little boy, the younger brother.
This week, I thought it would be nice to show a movie I made all about us.
And like cliche, he's the weirdest one. He literally shows videotapes of him secretly filming his family members while they're doing things they're not supposed to.
There's Mom sticking to her diet again, and Dad's getting his hair just right.
Someone really needs to check out this kid. They need to check him out or take him to therapy or something. People think Amy's the problem. No, because honestly, because he records his sister in the bathroom, which they try to make it all wholesome with like the Goosebumps website theme in the background. He films his dad putting like a toupee on, even though he's basically completely bald and everybody knows he's bald. His mom cheating on his diet, and then he films the other sister dressing herself. Like, I don't care how PG kid friendly try to make it. This is weird. This kid needs help. All jokes aside, I love how the shots are like supposed to be stockish and shit like that, but they're like 2 inches away from the camera. Amy doesn't like that she got recorded, so she basically shuts off Jed's video, and the whole family's kind of upset, but they just see it as wholesome fun, or his little filmmaker ass trying to make new movies or shit like that. Fucking weirdo.
You little geek.
Amy, where's your sense of humor?
Yeah, I could win a fortune on that fractured family video show.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Amy brushes Jed away, and it's her turn to actually do her family show and tell. And Amy pulls out, honestly, one of the creepiest fucking looking, like, ventriloquist doll. I don't know how the hell I pronounce that right. Ventriloquist doll that you've ever seen.
Come down here so I can suck your cock.
His name is Dennis. At least that's what Amy calls him. And she does like a little comedy ventriloquist act, but Dennis is a little old, and his fucking head pops off and just rolls on the floor.
Termites. You've heard of the Terminator. Well, we had to call it the X-Terminator.
And obviously Amy is upset because no one wants a broken dummy. You dummy.
Dummy, yeah.
So her brothers start laughing at her. She gets angry. She chucks Dennis off to the side and complains to her father that he promised her he was gonna get her a new doll.
That's the best part. This is so
But
embarrassing. A new one.
So I did. Why don't you look behind the couch?
So Mr. Kramer actually kept his promise and got Amy a new doll. He tells her to check behind the sofa, and Amy pulls out this huge dummy box.
Why don't you look behind the couch?
Really? You really got me a new dummy?
Well, almost new. I was passing the second-hand store near my office. There he was, just sitting in the window.
And although he's slightly used, he's technically newer than Dennis, and he's better quality to a certain degree. And oh my god, that thing is fucking creepy. Christ, I thought the one in the fucking cupboard looked weird, but that one just... God damn.
Oh wow, he's great. Slappy? Daddy, thank you.
Amy's so ecstatic that she got a new dummy. She literally picks him up and puts him on automatically and starts playing with him. But then she finds a small little card with some weird writing, almost incantation type words on it. And what she decides to do, read it out loud. She found a page off the Necronomicon, is what I'm essentially saying. Kanda, Estrada, Candados Kanda, Tusca Cantus Fratu Kanda, de Mantu Kanda.
Caru, Mary, Donna, Roma, Molyneux, Carano? Sounds like a foreign language or something.
Fucking freestyling demon over here.
I'm a spiritual, lyrical individual. Spiritual, miracle, lyrical individual.
She's a freestyling demon. But nothing actually happens when she reads out the words. I assume that this is when Slappy actually becomes alive, but takes over like her, or creates this bond. But he knows that he can't do anything because the whole family's there, and his goal is actually, we'll talk about it later. And we know this because Slappy instantly moves his fucking creepy ass eyes the moment that Amy hugs him, and his face is not facing the family, which is very smart. Later that night, Amy's practicing with Slappy, and you can kind of see how both voices kind of overlap, you know, like over each other when they're talking.
It's nice to meet you, Slappy.
It's nice to meet you too, Amy.
It must be great to have a new home.
You got that right, kiddo.
Amy!
But when Amy's sister calls her, you can see that Slappy actually moves and talks by himself. And Amy doesn't do anything or suspects anything, and it's still kind of creepy that I'm talking about a kids show with a demonic possessed doll. Like before even Annabelle, and I think like right after Chucky lost his Chucky lost his popularity.
Now go to bed.
Don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Come on. Mom says so.
That's weird.
Bitch!
Amy puts Slappy to sleep right beside Dennis, and Slappy instantly has some beef with Dennis when he literally slaps him to the ground when Amy goes to bed.
Night, Slappy. Good night, Dennis.
So she wakes up and literally has to put him back. It's an unnecessary scene, but it kind of shows that, you know, Slappy's name kind of... Okay, that wasn't even funny. I'm not going to add that in there. But it's ironic that his name is Slappy and he slapped Dennis to the ground. That was the whole joke of this bit, by the way. Later that night, we see a POV shot of someone walking, almost running through the hallway, holding something in their hand. And then when they get to Sarah's room, they go straight for her painting of the house and just attack it with a brush. The next morning, Sarah screams and everybody runs into her room, the last one being Amy, literally holding the brush. So she instantly gets blamed for what happened, even though she's starting to deny it, and the family doesn't believe her already because she's holding evidence in her hand.
It's ruined! Just look! It's totally destroyed!
Oh, wow. What'd you do that for? I didn't do it. I found this out in the hall.
How could you? You're always jealous of my art.
I didn't. Why would I?
So who did? The Tooth Fairy?
Amy gets sent to her room before she goes to school, and right before she leaves, she notices that Slappy has red paint all over his little, like, doll hands.
Ugh. Red paint? What's going on? How did this get here?
It's crazy because Amy has heard Slappy talk in a different voice. She's seen the red paint. Like, she can only assume, but I understand because in real life, shit like this doesn't actually happen. But come on, kid. We skip a little bit forward and we come into another family show and tell. And I gotta say that, goddamn, this family is very healthy because my family didn't even talk to me if they were just slightly mad at me. And they wouldn't even ask me how my day went at school. At some point, my mom didn't even care about homework. She just said, hey, but how y'all do me? Maybe this problem is internally. Maybe I'm just jealous that, you know, Carly Beth has a very supportive mom, and that, you know, even though the kid dies at the end of the Cuddy Black Snow, he still has a supporting family. And, you know, even these kids who have brothers and sisters like I did, you know, their family does like this bonding shit with them. Maybe something internal. Maybe I should go see a therapist. Maybe I should go see another therapist. The first person that's actually in the show and tell is Mr. Kramer, and he's singing one of the most generic songs he can sing while playing the guitar. It's like they told him, hey, I don't know if you know how to sing, just sing something generic and just make sure it's nothing like that's popular or something like a something, you know, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, something fucking shit.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
So Amy is up next, and she's going to do her first family like show and tell with Slappy as their new doll.
Now I'd like to turn the family night stage over to Amy Kramer and her little pal Slappy. Take it away, Amy.
And it starts with something wholesome, something PG. They start doing, you know, generic ventriloquist dummy with ventriloquist fighting each other and stuff like that.
Hey there, family. Nice to see ya.
So, Slappy, how do you like being part of the Kramer family so far?
It's fantastic, but then my last family was a pine tree.
But all of a sudden, Slappy gains a little bit of consciousness and just starts flaming everybody in the room. He just starts going for everybody's weakness individually. Just bam, 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 bam. Bald bitch. You fat bitch. You stalker bitch. You don't know how to paint bitch.
You look like a double dip chocolate chip, cliff slip, charcoal, slim Jim with a gargle nose, and Mr. Carco hunchback, no fucking feet, 9 arms, 7 stomachs, 2 ball fades, your stepdad beat you to wiffle ball bat.
And you know, he calls her brother a dumbass in the most PG way by calling him a booger brain.
The dummy made me do it.
I wouldn't laugh. You're such a booger brain. You tried to grow an eggplant by burying a chicken.
Hey, cut it out.
Like, that's just straight offensive. If I'm in a fight and someone doesn't curse at me and say, hey, you booger brain, I'm just... Obviously, he doesn't say shit like that, but he does it in a more PG way, but you know what he means. You know, when he talks about the dad song being like a, you know, a cat dying and drowning, you know what that means. You know what I mean? It means it sounds like shit.
Yeah, cut it out.
You call yourself an artist? Why don't you give up brushes and try using a roller?
Is this supposed to be funny? No, I can't stop him. Help me get him off.
We do get a key detail when we notice that Slappy gets actually stuck to Amy's hand as they're trying to pull him off. And we don't know if this is intentional or if this is part in how he actually takes like or absorbs Amy's life to actually gain life himself.
No, I can't stop him. Help me get him off.
Easy on the threads.
Oh, I can.
Hey, what's gotten into you?
Kids, come on. Get it. Come on.
I'm not saying those things.
Could you imagine if he had like a little weird slimy tentacle that just wraps around Amy? That's fucking disgusting, and this is a kid's show, Kevin. What the fuck? But I know R.L. Stein's kind of messed up in the head, and I know he would probably draw that or have someone draw that or have that be a theory. Do I need to remind you of Are You Afraid of Monsters? Is that the episode? Is that the one with the...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. You're not fine. They would never understand.
So obviously we get a little bit of Child's Play Chucky kind of syndrome when no one believes Amy because it's a fucking doll and this is the real world. But hey, is that a fucking home theater? Yeah, damn, this family's rich.
That's enough. Up to bed and take the dummy with you.
I love how the parents' like form of discipline is to give Slappy back to Amy and then just send her off to her room. But Slappy is giggling as Amy's walking away. And if my parents heard me giggling after they spare my life by sending me to the room because I did something bad, holy shit. Mira, canto, hija la gran puta, tú estás riendo, deja que yo te coja. Let's just say my parents will be racing a doll right about now. So Amy decides to hide Slappy in his box, lock him up, and just let him be. And we skip a little bit of time like forward, and now Amy is with her best friend and her little sister working on like a school project or a poster they were working on together. Some arts and crafts shit.
Shane's gonna ask you to the dance?
I wish, but I could always go with Tyler. Alicia, what have you got there?
Dolls. I found them.
Sorry, she's such a snoop.
That's okay. It's not like I play with them anymore.
Her name is Margot, and she also brought her little sister, which I don't know the name, so I'm just gonna move on.
It's like a rule or something. Sometimes I wish I didn't have any brothers or sisters.
Yeah, tell me about it.
The girls are bickering with each other because they're the middle child, and supposedly there's a thing where they say that the middle child is the one that's more like, you know, prone to do chores or take care of them and to actually be the leadership because the older is too old, or then the younger brother needs some guidance, but they don't need guidance from their middle child. It's a whole thing. I'm not the middle child, I'm the young one. They forgot about me. They just said, here, there's the world. Wait, that truck! So Margot's little sister is being a little bit of a snoopy bitch. Sorry, I can't say that about a kid. What the hell? So she's snooping around and she finds Slappy's box, pulls him out, like takes him out, puts him on and starts playing with him.
Hi, Slappy. My name's Alicia. Alicia, don't touch that.
While all this is happening, Amy's actually fighting with Sarah because the markers that they were using for the project belong to Sarah, and Sarah being the artist, she's very protective about her things, but she needs to learn how to share. There's a little sister, and I'm still focused on Margot's little sister. What is she doing touching things that are not hers? Do you not get educated in your home, little girl? As a person of color, we know damn well When you go to someone's house, you stay in a designated area until you're told to move or do whatever. And even if you're told to move and do whatever, there's certain things you don't do. You don't go to the bathroom without asking. You don't fucking open people's fridges. Oh my God, you don't open people's fridges. You know, I slapped one of my friends for coming over because he was white and he just opened up my fridge, and I knew that if I didn't slap him, my dad was going to put him in a fucking sleeper hole and toss him down, and then put me in a sleeper hole and toss me down on top of him. Like, trust me, you don't do that. And you simply don't fucking just act dumb, act the fool, start touching things. You don't do that. You know this. You know this, Margot. Teach your sister. That's your job.
She won't hurt it.
He said he couldn't breathe in there.
Margot tells Amy that she's not gonna hurt him, but Amy knows that Slappy, there's something wrong with him. So it's not even that. It's the principle that you don't go into people's closets and pull out their shit. What if the girl found like a fucking dildo? Well, obviously it's a kid's room, Kevin.
She won't hurt it.
He said he couldn't breathe in there.
So there's a small of a tussle going around because Amy wants to get Slappy away from Margot's little sister, but this turns into almost like a scuffle because Slappy grabs Margot's little sister's finger and starts actually hurting her, and then he starts talking shit to Margot.
Hey Margot, you can forget about Shane. He thinks you got a face like a can of worms.
Amy!
So while all this is happening, Amy's mom walks in and Slappy, obviously not wanting to break his cover, lets go and acts like an actual doll, but this creates, like I said, a problem between Amy and Margot not being friends anymore.
Not doing anything. Stop it. Let her go.
What in the world?
Uh-oh.
And again, this shows that this episode can get, or could have gotten, very dark because Slappy's literally trying to take everything away from Amy, and it's starting with her best friend.
What in the world?
Uh-oh.
Slappy grabbed the leash and he wouldn't let go.
What?
You're such a liar! A big fat liar! I don't ever want to see you again. Not ever.
Margot, it wasn't me.
Amy, this has gone far enough.
But
You are staying in your room until your father gets home. I don't want to hear another word about that dummy.
Dummy. Yeah. So Amy gets white person grounded by staying in the same room that she's at, but until her dad comes home, she can't get out. And again,
this can't be happening.
when her dad actually comes back from work, they sit down and have a family talk together.
You can't keep blaming a doll for things you don't want to take responsibility for.
Slappy's not a doll. He's a dummy.
Yeah.
I can't help it if he's haunted or something.
See, in my house, you know what? I'm not even going to say it. I've already said too many jokes about that. I just need to talk. I just need to call my mom. I just need to literally call my mom and just talk to her. So the family sits down, and it comes down to ultimately just Amy telling her parents that Slappy is alive. She can't confirm it, but she knows that he's alive.
Why won't anybody believe me?
Amy, this is just getting too weird.
Weird with a capital W.
Come on now, you two.
And obviously the parents don't believe her. And it's kind of cool because they often compare Slappy with Chucky. And I feel like they are possessed dolls, but they're totally different things. And we can talk for hours about this. But, Slappy's goal is completely different, while Chucky's goal is a whole different thing. Chucky wants to go back and be a human, while Slappy is a doll from day one. And his ultimate goal is just to get a lot of, doll slaves and human slaves to just do his bidding, which you can see in later episodes and in later books of Night of the Living Dummy and Bride, even kind of ironically named Night of the Living Bride or Bride of Chucky or Bride of Slappy, something like that. It's like a third episode in Slappy's series.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
The only difference is Chucky is an adult movie, so his technique is going to be killing people to get to his ultimate goal, while Slappy has to be a little more strategic because he's like a kid's show, and because I have no idea, but his goal is completely different. But in this first episode that he aired, he actually just wanted to separate Amy completely from his family and just have her by himself, which is still fucking dark and creepy.
We're here to help Amy as a family, not to criticize.
Look, I know it's hard to believe, but there's something going on. Something I can't explain.
Yeah, right.
Pumpkin, when I was your age, I had 2 older brothers and a baby sister to deal with. I know what it feels like to be caught in the middle.
Nobody's listening to me. It's all Slappy's fault.
¿A quién estás diciendo shut up tú? ¿A mí me estás diciendo shut up?
So the parents suggest that Amy gets therapy. And if you grew up in the 90s or early 2000s, you know that ultimately people thought that you were crazy. So Amy says no, she's not crazy, she's not gonna do these things. Her brother started making fun of her.
If you really and truly believe that Slappy is responsible for all this, then maybe we need to get some help.
You mean like a doctor or something?
Like a total head shrinker.
Sarah?
I'm not crazy!
It's a whole different thing, and I'm happy to a certain degree that now therapy has become such an acceptable thing because we can avoid other situations that don't involve demonic dolls. You know what I mean? We skip later to that night, and we see Slappy getting up and going towards the living room downstairs where the Kramers are actually sleeping. They fell asleep in the sofa. And you can tell how old this is because there's nothing but static playing in the TV. And back in the early 2000s and in the late 90s, even the 80s, like TV would only last till 12. They would play the national anthem and it would be static all the way to the morning, unlike today where there's basically no TV. Anyway, so this time Amy actually wakes up at the same time that Slappy does, and she follows him downstairs so she can actually see him and confirm that he's moving around. Slappy grabs Mr. Kramer's guitar, and we assume, since again this is a kid's show, he's probably going to find a way to break it and blame Amy. But when Amy runs downstairs, she catches Slappy about to literally bash not even the big end, the fucking sharp end of the guitar on top of two sleeping parents, which again, that would have been violent. Maybe not deadly, but it would have, well... Amy Goldberg spears Slappy, but in the process of doing that, they both land on top of the guitar, breaking it in the process and waking up the parents.
Oh, Amy, how could you?
He was gonna hit Dad. I had to stop him.
Who was? What are you talking about?
And obviously, since the parents don't believe Amy, they blame her for not only waking them up, but breaking Mr. Kramer's famous family show and tell guitar. At this point, my parents would have sold me or something, because I could just imagine if I broke something that it was like my dad's hobby or something like that. I could just imagine. Look, I got goosebumps and everything, like no puns intended. Mr. Kramer gets up and oh shit, I think he's about to do it. But no, he actually sends Amy to her room and says, we'll talk in the morning.
Okay, this stops here and now.
But...
No buts, young lady. I want you back upstairs and in bed now. We'll discuss this in the morning.
The next morning, Amy comes down to the kitchen when the family's having like breakfast, and Mr. Kramer sends the kids away to talk to Amy privately. And, you know, that's serious then. There's some serious stuff now.
Oh, be quiet. I never did anything.
Ted, Sarah, get ready for school.
I am ready.
They want to talk to Amy alone.
And I love how the parents still use the most vanilla, but probably the best way to discipline your kid, like the best technique, when they literally ask Amy, what the hell you want us to do? Because we don't know. We don't want to like keep punishing you when you stick to the same story and you're lying. So tell us the truth, Amy. What do you want us to do? How can we fix this? Which again is very healthy. Communication.
Amy, your mother and I have talked about this, and we want you to tell us what you think we should do.
You mean like a punishment?
I think we both know that's not the answer. This is about a lot more than wrecking your father's guitar.
Amy, we want to help, but we can't begin to understand what's happening here if you keep blaming Slappy for everything.
I'm telling the truth.
So Amy doubles down and tells him, no, it is the doll. I'm telling you, it's the doll. So their parents, you know, responsible parents, what they do next is nothing. They send Amy to school and then they go to work. They tell Amy when she's ready to tell the truth, she can come find them. And I don't know what that means because they basically just given her the same punishment over and over, but that's not what the story is about. That's just me putting my trauma onto you guys. Trauma.
When you're ready to tell us what's really bothering you, then we'll talk. Is that clear?
Amy's trying to get rid of Slappy and she briefly runs into Margot and she just straight up ignores her with her new group of friends. And all I gotta say, Amy, fuck her. When you're an adult, you're not gonna have friends either way, but when you're in that process of losing them, you'll know who your real friends are. And you know, fuck Margot. Fuck Margot.
It's gonna be the best day. Hi, Margot.
So Amy finds like a drainage pipe opening, you know, that thing where Pennywise is, and she sends Slappy down to have fun with Pennywise. And it's funny because Slappy actually screams as he's going down, so you can tell that he's fully alive at this point. Like, he's literally moving and sentient at this point.
You're never gonna hurt me again. Not ever.
So night comes and we assume that that is it. Slappy is on his way down the drainage pipe full of poop and shit, and you know, about to be just minced meat. But no, if you've ever watched a possessed doll movie like Annabelle or Chucky, you know you can't get rid of them. So the kids are alone at night. I assume that Sarah is taking care and babysitting both Amy and Jed, and Sarah and Amy have like a little sister moment where Sarah's like honestly asking Amy what's going on, what are you doing, like what the hell's on, and Amy tells her, hey listen, I'm being serious, it's the fucking doll.
So why'd you do it? Really?
Do what?
Wreck Dad's guitar. You knew you couldn't get away with it.
There's no point in me telling you the truth, because you think I'm crazy anyways. Well, tell Jed to go fuck yourself!
We see Sarah cleaning some footprints that they assume that Jed, the little brother, left, but we can tell it's Slappy because they're too tiny, unless her little brother has like a size 2 shoe, which again, that's like a little baby foot. Amy sees some footprints leading into a room, and when she walks in, Slappy finally reveals himself being fully sentient and blocking the doorway as Amy is inside of her room.
Hey, Amy. Guess who?
Keep away from me.
We're partners, Amy, remember?
Slappy finally gives us some context and says that since Amy read the Necronomicon page, a card, it created this like supernatural bond between him and Amy, and he wants to separate Amy from her family completely.
What do you want?
Don't you get it yet? You can't get rid of me.
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember, Amy? You spoke the words. Haru Marie Odanaloma.
Molyneux Carano?
But if we stick to the lore that is already established, because this happened back in the 90s, the rest of the episodes and books actually explain that Slappy doesn't want to take like the kids and just keep them for himself. He wants them to be slaves or to turn them into dolls. Amy doesn't give a fuck, and she literally just spears Slappy again and smashes him to the ground.
Your whole family thinks you're crazy. I've seen that.
And while they're fighting on the ground, Slappy drops one of the most darkest lines I've heard in a kid's TV show.
Amy, I can hurt you and your family in 100 ways.
No, I won't let you.
Sarah walks into this commotion and Slappy literally just says fuck it and just reveals himself to Sarah as well, attacking and chasing both of the girls. And this is where his plan starts to backfire.
Sarah, he's
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Amy and Sarah scream, which sets off like Slappy to run away and try to go for Ted, who's in the living room at this point.
Run, but you cannot hide.
What are we gonna do?
And Sarah and Amy have another like beautiful big sisters, like little sister moment when Sarah tells Amy she's sorry for not listening to her. She should have believed her about the doll, but let's both take him down. Let's use sister power. Sister.
See? I told you. No one would believe me.
No, I'm sorry. I believe you now.
So Amy and Sarah get prepared to go and find Slappy and help Jed at the same time. By the way, the IMDb says that the kids call Jed and Ted, but they switch his name mid-episode, so I don't know if it's an accent thing or reshoot thing or something like that. So Ted, Jed, whatever, the small child is the one that they're looking for, and Slappy's also looking for. But they arm up. Amy grabs a mop, and Sarah grabs a flashlight. Slappy is wrecking hell in the whole house. He's jumping from chandeliers. He's like slapping things down, you know, it's in his name. And then he actually manages to corner Amy in like this big almost fight that they're having.
Gotcha.
but something comes out of the shadows and tackles Slappy, and when he lands, his head lands into a perfect corner that breaks them apart. This causes a green mist that is probably representative of like Slappy's demon soul just going out and disappearing into the air.
What was that?
What's going on here?
The parents show up right on time and the girls go and slap him. Why you left me here with a fucking possessed doll? The parents arrives and the girl runs to them and hug them, and they tell them that Slappy was alive and stuff like that, and that Jed helped them take care of Slappy. But then Jed pops out from behind the parents like, "Hey, what did I do? I was not here."
What's going on here?
Hey, Mama's telling the truth. Slappy was after us, and then he turned out the lights. But Jed saved us.
What? Slow down.
Yeah. What's going on?
Oh shit! A ghost!
And then we get one of the biggest twists and the most famous twist in all Goosebumps series, in my opinion, other than Camp Werewolf or whatever the other episode's name, the one where they revealed that is. I'll cover that episode in the future. You know what I'm talking about.
What'd I do? If you didn't do it, then who?
We get a shot of Dennis. Yes, Dennis, Amy's original doll, is the one that came alive and actually tackled Slappy. But if you know the lore, you know that Slappy's probably already possessing this doll, and that's when the episode ends.
It's good to be back in the family again.
And there you go, guys. This episode was very simple. People recognized more Night of the Living Dummy 3 that actually had the guy that played Anakin Skywalker in it. And that one had like a bigger twist in the end, and it connects to like the actual lore of the next episodes, because you can even see a dummy head of that character and a bunch of other characters from the past, even Dennis, in some of the episodes in the future of like other Night of the Living Dummies and Bride of the Dummy and shit. So yeah, this was a very basic episode, but I needed to get to this before I started going to the other ones, because they do have lore that connects them. Guys, I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe. I hope you comment down below if you liked it. Give me an idea for another episode that I can like break down. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you, and when I'm done editing, I gotta go feed Dennis the Menace, my cat. I don't even have a cat.